Well, hi there. My name is Jim Turner, and I am going to show something that uh, is, there's a little trick to this. I do this for powder shaking on my bees. So let me show you about how full that I fill this thing. You can still see the blade a little bit, right? Still see that blade a little bit. Now you can cover it up a little bit more than that. In fact, I'll go ahead and do that. Just cover it up just a like. I want to be able to see that ball on top and a little bit of the blade through the sugar. And then what I'll do is a little tricky. And I figured this out. I use earplugs, high motors, high pitched motors, or any motors makes my ears ring. When I was in the military, I was on what's called bivouac, and we ended up sleeping next to tanks that were firing off rounds all night. Got up the next morning, me and my buddies, we went to talk to each other. Couldn't hear each other. The tanks, they went until 4 o'clock in the morning. And we all went deaf for a while. It took us about, after waking up, about 7 in the morning, about 3 hours or 4 hours to be able to hear. Anyway, so I plug up now. So what I do is I bounce. And I keep bouncing until it starts to look like Smokey in there. Starts to stick to the top a little bit, and then I'm done. Now, if you do this a lot, I'd recommend that you get a couple of these cheap things. I think it was $9.99 at Walmart or something like that. But I prefer it over the powdered sugar. Now I'm probably talking loud. Got earplugs in, right? I prefer it over powdered sugar at the store that's got starch in it. So just till I can see the blades. That's good. And so what I'll do is I like to make it fresh, because the reason why that this is not sold at the stores like this is because sugar retains about an 18% moisture content, and you can make caramel. You can melt sugar in a pan without adding anything. It'll start to melt, turn brown like caramel. Of course, you got to add the butter or something like that to bring it all together. But some salt, whatever. And so yeah, so it's best to make it kind of fresh, or at least use it within that first week, so that you just don't have a block of hardened sugar, because it will harden up. So what I'm doing here today, please subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell. I appreciate that. Leave a comment. What I'm doing here today is I'm going to make enough for two hives. One is for the ongoing varroa mite removal that I'm doing. I just started that again. After 3 months of not having to do a sugar shake, the varroa mites are back. And so I want to give my new swarmed in hive. So I caught a swarm, and I've had them for a month and a half now. And she's laying up a storm. That swarm hive, that queen, she's getting her done. And there's navigations that are getting larger every day. Orientation navigational flights. Every day they're getting longer. It's a getting longer. Da, 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 da. And so I want to keep enough powdered sugar on hand for a week's supply. Any more than that, if I go like a month or two and it's sitting on the shelf, it's going to start hardening like a rock. Like the rock, you know? And so it's just enough to get the job done within the next week or so. And then I'll do this again. But I only do this, when I'm in the bromite removal mode. When the bromites are under control, I'm not doing that weekly powder shake or every 4 days. I don't make any powdered sugar. And if I feel I need to, I'll make it right at the time that that day that I need it. So that's probably enough for 2 hives right there. Because I just did a powder shake yesterday on my main hive. That's probably enough. I did a powder shake on my main hive yesterday, and I'll be doing another one, powder shake, in about 3 days. So right now I'm in an every 4 day shake. So every 4 days on my main hive, because it's got a lot of mites in it now, which is normal. Beekeeping ain't like it used to be. You just get your bees and go out there and get your honey, and no. That party's over. That party has winded down. And so, yeah, I'll mark this because I got other things that look white. And so, I'd recommend that you do this. Now, the starch, I mean, if you think about it, the starch is benign, mostly benign. It could upset the stomachs of the bees, cause some dysentery or something. But it doesn't have any value in the hive. So we're paying for that starch, and it's not doing what we want it to do. We want sugar to get on the hairs and the wings of the bees and their body. There is a fair amount of moisture that exists inside the hive as the bees bring in their pollen and their honey, and they're trying to dry out the honey, and they're trying to get the moisture to come from the honey that they put in the cells before they cap them, trying to dry it out, and that moisture fills the inside cavity, so it's really moist in there. And that moisture is naturally on the bees all the time. So when we put the powdered sugar in there, this powdered sugar attaches to their bodies immediately. That smoky environment, and the bees, and that gets on the bees. I watched them. Oh, I was probably talking loud. Oh, I'm sorry now. I got my earplugs out. I can hear clearly now. So attaches to those bees, and it starts to become really sticky right away. And so they'll groom what they can of themselves, and then the other girls start grooming each other. Hey, we still got some sugar hanging around in here. Come here, Louise. And then you start that grooming culture all over again. That's what I'm doing. I had a good grooming culture all winter. I probably started in late fall, when I think I had a really good grooming culture started, and it went from hundreds of mites drops every day. It was crazy. I go out the next day, another 200. Go out the next day, another 200. Go out the next, for a while it was the next day, because I just kept powdering sugar every day. So I'm going to keep dropping these things. Then I got down to 150, and I went, oh. So I eventually went up to 1 week, and it was just a few now and then. 10, 5, 10, sometimes 15. So it was this gradual decline of mites by me sticking with this process. Now, that time of year, also the queen stopped laying eggs mostly. Mine did not. This girl, my queen, laid eggs all winter long, and they did good size orientation flights all through the winter. Late fall, all winter, up into spring, past spring. She just never stopped laying because we had a really mild winter. We had quite a few nice days, and they just pretending like it was spring, and they were bringing in pollen and nectar all winter. All winter. I'd go out there and it's like, middle of December or middle of January, and they're just still bringing in all this orange and yellow pollen. I'm going, where in the heck are they getting all this food at this time of year? I went on AI and said, what kind of things are blossoming in my area this time of year? And the AI would always say the same thing. Nothing. Okay, where are they getting all this food? And so they brought in food all. So I guess as long as they were bringing in pollen, she just said, "Oh, you just keep laying." So she just kept laying all winter. I didn't notice any break. Typically they'll take breaks, good long breaks in the winter. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. We had a brief snow. The snow lasted for like 2 days, and then they were right back at it. So, yeah. So powdered sugar shakes. If you don't want to use the chemicals and all that, I did one chemical, and it killed half my hive within 30 minutes. And I followed the directions. Put one strip here in the middle of this frame. Put one strip here in the middle of this frame, and you're good. I thought, about a half an hour after putting that in, I went, I just don't feel right. So I went back and checked. Half an hour later, half of my hive was already dead and dying at the bottom of that hive. This was before I had a screen board. So I took the strips out, but so much damage was done, it killed the queen. They went into emergency queen cell making. What was about 3 weeks later or less? There was like three queens that came out. They were still white. They were in desperate mode to get another queen because that chemical killed the queen. I'm confident. Because right after that is when I noticed, what it was about less than 3 weeks, maybe 16 days, the queens were coming out. And they weren't even fully like brown yet. They weren't colored. They were still kind of whitish, brownish. They got kicked out of the hive. And the queen never did get mated and come back because it was too late in the season. Not enough drones or something. So that hive died. And so that was in 2022, right? That happened. That was my first year of beekeeping. So anyway, so I thought, there's got to be another way. So I came up with this way with the bottom screen board and sugar shaking, no chemicals. I don't put nothing in there. And if I do, I'll probably shoot some acetic acid in there if I just can't bring down the infestation of the mites using my process. It's just too many. I'll do that at the last resort. But in the meantime, I'm going organic because table sugar is sucrose and fructose, and that's all it is. That's exactly what's in the flowers. When they go out to get food to make honey, that's what's in the flowers. That's what they're after, is the fructose and the sucrose, which is 100% table sugar. That's why they love it so much. You leave your Coke open, anything sugary, they'll get it. If it's got table sugar in it, bees are going to be all over it. So there you go. That's pretty simple to make this, and you can always keep a little extra on hand for sprinkling on your food. I don't use table sugar for anything. I eat differently. I never use any kind of sweeteners other than my peaches. So when I pure my peaches down off my tree, I cube them and I use those in sweeteners in like my teas because I have a lot of mint plants and I'll try those out. In fact, when the way I came across this was I wanted to break down my tea leaves, my mint tea leaves, to make a tea, and I just wanted it in a more fine powder so I can run it through a fine screen, right? And I would like turn it on and just sit there, gosh, and I start shaking, and then it break up a little bit more. I shake a little bit more, and then it got faster. Shake a little bit more. Whoa! I think I got this, and then boom, it was done. So yeah, it's all about shake your groove thing, yeah, yeah. So there you go. Please subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell. I got all kinds of little tips that I could probably offer folks, that can make life a little easier and a little more organic. It's all about organic, right? I love organic stuff, right? Just stuff that's natural, that's, as natural as close as we can get. All right, you have a good one now.
Yeah.